What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm literally just ranting, just some of my thoughts. Anyways, I've been thinking a lot about life lately. Like, I don't know if it's just starting to hit me how weird life is. Because like when you really break it down, I feel like life can be so simple, but we tend to just make it complicated, like because we have such complex thoughts, and we're complex human beings. And I know it might sound a little weird or maybe too deep, but I feel like life is really just like a video game if you really think about it. And it's like we're just the main characters in the video game, and it's like a big open world full of adventures, full of different quests we can find, and different challenges, just trying to like overcome and I guess beat the game of life in a way. Not beat life, but just like win at life. There's like all sorts of things to learn, all sorts of things to explore, but the thing about it is like we don't really get instructions on how to play it, or like we don't really know how to play the game of life. We kind of just learn as we go, and we just like pick up on things that we can to try to help us throughout this game. And so every video game has some type of manual, has some type of like instruction on how to play it, or at least like a tutorial. Before you take on something new, they'll kind of show you what buttons to press, like how to use certain skills, and you just get familiar with like the controls of the game. But not with life. Like you just kind of figure it out, and everyone's playing without a manual. So I'm just trying to think, like, what if you can't figure out how to play? Like, I'm sure I know that there's people out there that have seemed to kind of get closer to mastering the game of life, and I think it's actually probably more simple than we like let ourselves believe. So I think we just complicate things way too much. We always chase these big goals, and we're all on this mad hunt for success or money or validation, and it's like we're trying to complete quests that don't even make sense but we're told that they make sense. So sometimes we forget that maybe the whole point isn't about chasing things. It's about, I guess, being someone. I don't know if that makes sense. A video game, you don't win just by collecting all the coins or completing every single side mission. You actually win by becoming the character, by leveling up, by learning the skills. The whole point of playing is to grow, right? Like, if you notice in video games, the more you kind of overcome, the more you kind of figure out and get through, like the more skills you unlock, the more things you unlock on the way. And in life we get lost a lot of times when we're chasing things, when we want the shiny things, we want like rewards without the transformation required to get the rewards. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I'm sure we've all been there, when we chase after things that society kind of just tells us that we want. Like, we think we want certain things, but maybe we don't actually want those things. We just think that those things are gonna make us feel a certain way because of social media, because of what society tells us is like important. Like, we all want the perfect job, the big house, the fancy car, the perfect Instagram life, but none of that stuff is gonna make you feel like you won the game if you're not really happy. So like, what if the game is really just about learning to like be? And when I say learning to be, I mean just to like be present, grow, figure out who you are on the inside. What if the game isn't about becoming something that everyone else wants you to be? but becoming the version of you that you're meant to be. I mean, people always say it's like all about the journey and not the destination, right? That's just like super cheesy, but it's true, I guess. And I know we hear it all the time, but it's one of those things that, like, when you really stop to think about it, it starts to make sense. It's like, oh, this game we're playing, we're the creators. We're the ones designing our character. We're the ones picking our challenges, deciding what our story looks like, you know. But here's the kicker. Sometimes we forget that we can design our own lives. We get caught up in autopilot a lot of times, and we just follow what everyone else does. Follow what we think we're supposed to do and who we think we're supposed to be. Like, we just think that that's how the game is supposed to be played. So, like, what if we took a step back and if we decided to do things like our own way, you know? Like, technically there's no like official rule book, I guess. There's no right way to live depending on how you look at it, but I guess that's like kind of the point. You're the one who gets to choose. You're the one who gets to decide how this whole thing plays out. You can chase after stuff, sure, but what if we focus on becoming, on being someone rather than just chasing after something? It's kind of like when you play a game and you're not even really thinking about winning anymore. You're just enjoying the experience. Like, you're immersed in it, figuring out the next step, leveling up into the process. And at the end of the day, the reward is not just the stuff you collected or the achievements unlocked. It's who you became along the way. And sometimes it feels like we make things way harder than they need to be. Like, there's this weird pressure to just get it right, to be perfect. But in reality, there's no perfect in the game. You know, the game is messy. Like, it's unpredictable. It's full of mistakes and failures and a lot of like, I have no idea what I'm doing type of moments. But like, that's the fun part, right? Like, that's kind of like why you play a game. Like why would you play the game if it was easy all the time? If you didn't have to like fail, if you didn't have challenges along the way. We're not meant to have all the answers. We're not meant to have it all figured out. Like, we're just here to play. Like I feel like I wish I could like say that better. Like, we're just here to play the game and to play it in the way that feels most true to us. And when we get lost, we find a way back, and when we fail, we just level up. You know, like the key is to remember that like, we're all creators. We're not NPCs in this game. We're not just bots following the script. Like, we have like freedom to choose. We're the ones writing the story. We're the ones deciding what missions to take on, what paths to follow. And like, realizing that, I feel like, can take pressure off, you know, because you don't have to continue to chase like what everyone else thinks is success. You just have to figure out how to play the game in a way that feels right to you, and you can be successful on your terms, or whatever you view successful as being. And like, so next time you're stressed out or feel lost or wondering if you're on the right path, like, just remember life's a video game, like, and you're holding the controller. Like, it's literally in your hands. Like I know that's like cliche saying like your life is in your hands or like the world is in your hands, but it's true. You have the controller in your hands. Like, you're a creator. Play it how you want to play it, and believe in yourself, and I feel like you can't go wrong. Like, that's really the truth of it. But I don't know, this was just my like random thoughts that I just wanted to get out today. So thank you for hearing me out, and remember, like, life is about becoming who you really are, like, and whatever it takes to get there is whatever it takes. Like, it's all part of the game. It's all part of life. So just try to be the best version of you and do your best to win. You know, how can you lose if it's you versus you? You really can't.